hello YouTube, and it's Zoe at Hertons Urban Prepsteaders, reporting again. My husband laughed when I said that last time, reporting like I'm some kind of BBC reporter, which I'm definitely not. But I'm in my poly house again, and it's bucketing with rain, which is not a good day, but today is the day that I chose that I was going to come and do my next vlog. And this is vlog number 2, and today we're going to be talking about everything beans and peas, and I'm going to be putting my beans and peas in come hell or high water, whatever the weather, no matter how drenched I get. So we're going to talk about beans, and the thing is I'm a complete novice, don't know anything really about it, so I'm starting from scratch, and this is one of the reasons why I want to do a vlog, is to see about how well I do and what I learn in a year, and also hopefully show people that you just don't need to know anything. There's loads of information out there, and hopefully as I learn I can teach you some stuff. So let's start with beans. I wasn't going to grow beans because I don't really eat them, and I'll get to that later when I talk about the nutrition of beans, but I do eat a little bit of beans. So I wasn't really going to grow them, and then I realised how good they are on the plot. Even if you don't eat them, you need to grow beans if you have an allotment because of what they do to the earth. So first of all, I went and said to my husband, I'm going to grow some beans, what beans should we grow? And he said, well, we eat the French beans, we eat the long thin French beans, they're the ones that we like, and they're the only ones I really eat, and they're the only ones our daughter eats, and they're the only ones I eat. So we thought we would grow those. So I picked up a packet from Wilco's and started to grow them at home, and they grew beautifully, and they grew really, I think I put them in too early, and they grew really fast. I had them in the plastic boxes, which I'm still going to do a video about, and they grew really fast. My poly house is leaking on me. Wonderful. It's bucketing down outside. Anyway, I digress. So anyway, I put them in and they started growing, and the whole plan was I was going to grow one side of my bean pole, one side was going to be beans and the other side was going to be peas. And they grew so fast, I thought, oh, I wonder if you can pinch them in like you do with peas, and maybe I can stop them growing and brush them out a bit and get a better plant. So I started to go online and look. I realised the variety of beans, which I had no idea before that I had brought, was a bush bean. So these are actually a bush bean, which don't climb at all. They climb a little bit apparently, but not at all. So I've got a whole frame with nothing to grow up them, and I had no idea. So now I'm growing, and then I went and brought some Belotti beans, which were for my arch, and I brought dwarf Belotti beans because I had no idea. So there you go. So I had loads of beans that didn't climb, but now at home I've managed to get climbing Belotti beans, which I've just put in, and I've got runner beans to just put in. So I've got these bush beans, so I'm going to put them in a whole different part of the plot, because what beans do is beans and peas put nitrogen into the ground, and they feed everything else. Apparently if you grow beans with corn, they grow fantastic, they feed each other and they're really happy. And also if you grow them, actually I haven't found anything other than beetroot that doesn't like growing with beans, and they prepare the ground, and so when you're going to move the plots around next year, wherever you've had your beans, you've got really good soil for other crops to grow. So they're definitely a must-have, and the same with peas. Now one of the other things I want to do I've got itchy head, I've always got itchy head, it's a bit hot in here. One of the other things I want to do is, when I'm talking about each thing that I'm putting in at the time, is I also want to talk about, because I'm very into nutrition and the nutritional factor and why would we want to buy them. So why do we want to eat beans and peas? I'm doing peas as well. Peas pretty much come into the same category. And the reason is they're very nutritious. You've got the two kinds that you're going to eat. So you've got peas, what you're actually eating the seed of. So you've got what they call the fava bean, which is Belotti beans and broad beans, and runner beans, you can do both. You can grow them either so that you're eating the bean inside or you're just eating the pod. And peas, because you're eating the seed. These have amazing, they're really high in protein, they're full of fibre, dietary fibre, they're full of vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K, magnesium, manganese, so they're really, really healthy. The other ones, but they are really high, and this is one of the reasons why I don't eat them, because I keep quite a low carb diet. is they're really high, they come up quite high in carbs. But the other kinds are where you eat the pod, so also runner beans and the French beans and like mange tout, they are much lower in carb. They're not as high in protein, and but they are still really high in the vitamin C and the vitamin K and vitamin E, and so that's why they're really good for you. The only other problem with beans is, and you don't really get this when you eat the pod one, the version, but when you're eating the actual bean, is they are really, they have a thing called anti-nutrients, which is, because they're a legume, I hope I'm saying that right, I don't know how you say it, legume? Anyway, because they've got that, they contain lectins, and what happens is with the lectins, they have a reverse effect. So this is why you should keep your portions quite small and not eat them like every day, especially if you've got like a vegetarian diet and you're substituting the protein by using the beans. You still need to be really careful, because what happens is if you eat too much of them, they have the reverse effect, and a small amount of beans or peas can have an actual anti-inflammatory effect, but a large amount can have a really, can do the opposite and cause inflammation and a leaky gut and all kinds of other things. But it's very rare, and it's really only with people who are substituting their diet with a lot of beans. So all in all, beans are really good, but like I'm saying, just keep them, I tend to keep mine low, and I don't really eat, even though I love them, I actually love beans. I tend to only have them as a treat, like the actual seed bean and peas, and I usually just eat the ones that are a pod version. So anyway, we're going to now get my raincoat on and go out into the rain, pouring rain, get soaking wet, and stick in my beans and my peas. Okay, so here we are with the finished product. Peas are all in. Put them over under a bit of net just to stop the birds, so hopefully they'll survive the night or get eaten. Just pray not. And then over here, go via the kohlrabi, which is looking massive in there. I don't know if you can see it. Very happy. And in here we've got the beans. Just put up a bit of string to keep them up, and let's just hope that they also survive the night. Knowing my luck, we'll get a nice ground frost first thing in the morning and everything will die, but this, just hope not. So I've done it, got stuff in the ground, and it's just keep our fingers crossed. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and see you next week for vlog number 3. Goodbye.